Okay, let's go for the use context. Okay, use context. Okay, what is the use of use context? Whenever we want to store the data application wide, not in the some only in one component at application wide. So application wide means suppose this login is there, I will log in. Okay, so in the after login, here we are storing some username, right? Whatever the username, right? This username is not specific to only this header component. Wherever I want to do it, I'll get that data. Okay, such data, where you will store such data, you have to store such data inside the global. Okay, so that global state, how many ways you can write your global state? Mainly two ways. One is the Redux, another is a React context. Okay, so this React context, inside the React context, we are going to use one hook called use context. Okay, use context. This use context, we need to write some steps. Okay, so you can follow some React context. Let us just have a revision and we'll go for it. Okay, first step, we need to follow some steps in the user context. What are the steps? First, we need to create the context object. Okay, so first we need to create the context object. Okay, so we'll go to here and we'll take one context. Inside the context, you'll create one user context, and that this name can be anything. Suppose you want to store authentication context, or you want to store your chart, you can say chart context, and based on the functionality, this name will be different. Okay, so inside the here we need to write, like, once you are writing the context, you need to call a method like a create context. Okay, so inside the create context, you can take like whatever the data you want to store, all the variables you can define it here. In this example, we want to store only username. That is the reason we are taking only one variable, and we are writing one function. That is nothing but a login function. Whenever we are writing login, I want to update my username. So this is the first step. Okay, and what is the second step? I need to create the context provider object. Okay, so let's go to context provider. Simple, create a user context provider is equal to, you are writing one simple component props. Okay, and what is the information you want to store it? Username. So that is the reason we are storing it as a like one state variable. Okay, and we are writing one function, and whenever we are calling the function, we are updating the state. That is okay, and we need to use like a user context dot provider. This provider is available from the React. So inside that we can write like props.children. This props.children process, what it is, this is nothing but a containment. You know what is this containment, right? So what dynamically the content will be coming here. Whatever the tag you are adding, the tag will be coming here. Okay, so let me remove here. Okay, so this is the second step. Okay, now I have created my context, and second I have created my context provider also. Okay, now what is the third step? We have to add to the go to index.js. We need to add my context provider to the index either index or app.js. Okay, wherever it is required. So you can go to your index.js. Okay, and here you need to write like a context provider, and inside the context provider you need to write like a my app. So we have written that props.children, right? That props.children is for only this purpose only. It will dynamically display it. And last step, once we have done everything, and we are going to use our favorite hook. What is that hook name? Use context. Without writing any of the above steps, directly you are going to write use context, and it is going to print null only, and or it will print a white label error. You know that white screen, right? So that is error. We are going to get it. Okay. So once you done the steps, you will write a use context, and that use context you will provide the context object. So once you get the user context, you can get all the variables. Okay. So this is about like what is the problem it will solve? It will solve the property drilling, right? Suppose component A is there. I want to send this data to the B. We can directly send it. And I want to pass the same data to C. Again, I can send it, right? But there is a dependency, right? A is sending B, B is sending to C, C is sending D. We can avoid all this problem using the context. Okay. So mainly, what are the steps again? Let's have a revision. First, we need to create the context object. What is the method? Create context. Second, we need to create the context provider. And third, we need to add like a context provider to the our index.js or our app.js. Fourth, wherever we want to use it, we will use like a use context. So this is about the use context. This is what are the problems it will solve. It will maintain the global level state. It will avoid the property drilling. Correct, right? Okay.